Today I'm going to build a cubical quad antenna. What is a cubical quad? Well, let me give you some history on how this antenna came to be. HCJB is a international shortwave broadcaster. I grew up listening to HCJB. They had a great DX program on there. Used to love it. And they are a Christian ministry DX broadcast station in Quito, Ecuador. Right around 1940, 41, the beginning of the 40s, they increased their power up to 10,000 watts. Now, the antenna they had at the time, so they could beam and be directional for their broadcast, was a Yagi antenna. Well, they were so high up in the Andean mountains that they noticed that when they would put the 10,000 watts into the Yagi antenna that they had, there was like a coronal discharge off the ends of the antenna. And they were like, this isn't going to work. This is a problem. So they have missionary engineers, mostly made up of ham radio operators, led by Clarence Moore, who was W9LZX. They got all the information they could. They just stacks and stacks of books. They were all there, these missionaries, these hams or antenna RF engineers. And they thought, what can we do to fix this? And they developed the cubical quad. And as a matter of fact, in 1951, Clarence Moore applied for a patent for this thing, a cubical quad. What they realized is they could take a full wave loop and put it together as a full wave, and the discharge would go away. So it was a loop antenna, but using the theory of a Yagi. So we'd have a full wave, full square, one wavelength of antenna, a loop antenna, a square loop antenna. And then behind it, they'd have a reflector, which would be approximately 5% bigger behind it, just like a Yagi does. Now, over the years, there's been directors added to it, many directors added to it, and so on. And the evolution of the cubical quad came about. I've read a lot of text, really looked into it deep, and something I've always wanted to do was build a cubical quad. My thought pattern was portable, though. It's kind of hard antenna to build portable. But with 4 poles, 4 DX commander poles, I thought to myself, I could do this. Now, the idea of the horizontal and vertical polarization and then feed port impedance, I played around with that, and I came up with a way with just 2 wires. One is a reflector, one is a driven element. I could feed it in the corner. It came out to about 200 ohms, so a 4-to-1 balun would work great for this. And I could put together and pop this thing up fairly easy and make a cubical quad out of 2 wires. Real easy, real cheap and easy to do. Now, I modeled this thing, and the way I've got it, it's not really high off the ground, a couple meters, but it's still 7.5, almost 8 dB gain, directional gain forward. So I'm going to put this thing up. We'll go over it. I'll show you the antenna after I get it up and explain to you how I built it. That seems to be another theme. Everyone's saying I don't show building the antennas. You don't want to watch a half hour of me taping wire to a pole here. So I'm going to take a half hour now, tape the wire to the pole, and then I'll go over and explain the size of it, the actual distance of the wire and all that. And we'll get this cubical quad up. I'm building it for the 10 meter and 11 meter band. What I did was I kind of went in found a spot, a good sweet spot, where this thing would be resonant at the upper end of the 11 meter band and into the SSB section of the 10 meter band. So that's the antenna, that's the idea, that's the design. I'm going to get it up, and we're going to get on with a cubical quad, portable cubical quad antenna. And here we go. Here's the antenna. As you will notice, it's got kind of a mutual droop, almost identical. I hope that matters, and I hope it works that way. Tight across the bottom of it here. I will say this, I don't know if I mentioned it, this is designed for the 10 meter band. I was talking, I don't know if I came right out and said that, but 10 meters, a cubical quad made out of 4 7-meter DX commander poles. Now, what I did do is to get started is put the I use 3/4 inch PVC pipe. I put it in the ground, just get them started and then measure them out, get them where I want them. I did play around with them a little bit to get it where I want it. As you can see, it is windy. So hopefully it's acting together and staying together. I taped it on, it's just taped on 20 gauge wire. And over here at the feed point in the corner is my little 4-to-1 ballon that I used that same ballon when I did the JPC 12. I'm sorry, yeah, the 7, JPC 7. I turned it into a Delta loop. If you saw that video lately. But there you go. Not beautiful. It's windy. I'm wondering if it's going to work. It's kind of there. Kind of hopefully that reflector is going to reflect off of that driven element. But there it is, a Cubical quad corner fed. Now I have 50 feet of coax. You see it on the ground there, going over here to my Jeep. So windy and cold, but I'm aimed right at Europe, kind of crossed Central Europe into Europe. So here we go. But before I get in the Jeep, one last thing. I get accused of putting this up, and I really need to do this. There, right there, as you see on the screen, there's the dimension per side for the driven element. And there's the dimension per side for the reflector. And there is the distance apart, the spacing between the driven element and the reflector. There you go. All right, now I can get back in my warm Jeep. And here inside the Jeep, I'm going to use my QT80, which right now I still have turned down low power. I need to turn it back up. We'll get over on the 10 meter band and bring this thing up to somewhere around 80 to 100 watts and see what this thing will do.
Roger. I have Walter from Portsmouth. Walter from Portsmouth. This is Danny from Echo 4 Charlie. Your signal is 5757. Over. Kilo, that's 4 Oscar Golf Oscar 59.
You're 59 as well into Virginia. Dzień dobry, my friend.
Dzień dobry do spotkania. 73 Lima Mike. Take your 10. Over.
Kilo 4 Oscar Golf Oscar portable.
Kilo 4 Oscar Golf Oscar 73. You're 59 59 and the name is Andre. Go ahead.
Yes, Andre. The name here is Walt Whiskey Alpha Lima Tango. You're 5x7 to Virginia, USA.
Roger, very good. Thanks for the fine QSO. I'll feed you next time and good day. 7-3, bye-bye.
Thank you, 7-3, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. QSZ, Hotel Bravo 9, Hotel Lima Mike.
U2 MCW, Connie, North America, security action.
Kilo 4 Oscar Golf Oscar portable.
Okay, thank you guys, everyone. Kilo 4 Oscar Golf portable, Roger.
Yeah, Kilo 4 Oscar Golf Oscar. K4 OGO. You're 59 into Virginia.
Okay, you are portable, Walter. Kilo 4 Oscar Golf Oscar portable. Italian uniform number 2. My Charlie Whiskey. I could you 5 and 7. I hit him very well, you boys on the pilot. Talking about antenna. What's the working condition, Walter?
Yes, my antenna. I have built a cubical quad. I have 4 DX Commander poles. The forward 2, I have a driven element cubical quad. It's a quad loop. And behind it, I have a reflector. So a cubical quad on 4 poles there, aimed in your direction.
Cubical quad, fantastic. With working portable. Walter 73, confirm QSZ.com. For me, 5 and 7, very loud and clear. Ciao, Walter. Happy holidays.
Hey, thank you so much. 73. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, grazie, Walter. IU2 MCW, Connie, North America.
Yes, this is Kilo 4 Oscar Golf Oscar portable.
Kilo 4 Oscar Golf Oscar portable. Good morning. You're 55 Roger.
Roger, you're 57. I'm portable with a 2-element quad. I heard you say you had a 2-element quad as well. I have one up pointed in your way.
USR, so congratulations. You have good signals here in Sao Paulo, Spain. Thank you, Peter. Thanks a lot, Walter, and I wish you a nice weekend and Merry Christmas. K4 OGO portable EA7GX 73.
7-3 and Merry Christmas. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking just happened with this. That was a difficult antenna to get up and to try to get square. I'll be honest with you, just straight up honest with you. I think it worked. And what convinced me was the contact I had to the Italian operator when he said I came in over top of everybody else. And I could hear the other guys as later I listened to them. There was a lot of Florida and other stations coming in that I'm sure had some power. So the fact that I was kind of beamed in over top of them, I don't know, it could have been conditions as well, but I was aimed at Europe and I was just making like contacts right into Europe, like very easily, almost as easy as it is when I'm on saltwater with a vertical. It had gain. I was getting something out of it. Now, with the wind going, it was moving around. Just how much it was moving around, how much that reflector was reflecting when it was truly locked in. I don't know. I'll just be honest with you. I don't know, but I'm convinced that there was something going on there. Should you go out and build this antenna? Yeah, if you'd like to. I really want to put something, if you could just keep it all together and maybe 4 more pieces of thin something that you could just build the box. Maybe just the idea is just go get a real cubical quad, a good one that's commercially built. But that worked. What was really cool was, it was resonant on 10. I think I cut it. I might have cut it a little short because I did go to the 11 meter band and tried to get on, and SWR was sky high, which in my model it wasn't. So I think when I cut the wires, I may be a little short on the wire cuts. I don't know, but I lucked out on the 10 meter band, and that's the good thing. And I had really good. I mean, I was dialed in there, so it worked well. That was a fun experiment. Something I always wanted to do. I wanted to build a cubical quad, and I'm doing it with 4 poles. With a balun like that. I'll be honest with you, that would have been a fun summertime build, but man, it was tough and it was cold. It was I would say 3 or 4 Celsius, like upper 30s, right at 40, 42 degrees Fahrenheit. So it was a chilly morning to get that up, but I had a lot of fun. I mean, whenever I'm making DX contacts, it's fun, and it's a great place. I've got here now too. This field, this is the second antenna I've built here. I built the V-beam here last week, so I'm coming back out with a couple more big antennas, and no one bothered me. This is a great location. So I'm inland. I'm not by water. I'm nowhere near salt water. So this is a true antenna building area. It's a place to check out and have some fun. But all in all, that was a blast. I mean, it was something I wanted to do. Another one I could check off that I've built a quad, a 2-element quad antenna, portable, and it worked. So a lot of fun. If you're into this, if you're into building antennas, operating HF, please subscribe. A lot of people watch this and they're not subscribers. Another thing too is I get a lot of hey, you talk about the antenna and then you see it up. We don't see you building it. As I stated, you don't want to watch a half-hour video of me with frozen hands taping wire to a pole with a tape measure, measuring everything out. I think that's common sense. So it's not hard to get that done and make it happen. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm Salty Walt. Until next time, stay salty, my friends.